Yeah, you guys brought me to some unmarked location in the middle of nowhere, some random field.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah. I don't know how you guys edited out the wind.
TNMP, the Nerdy Misfit Podcast, with your hosts, Connor O'Neill and Matthew Hughes.
Welcome, Matthew. Another day, another podcast episode.
Yes, indeed. But today is going to be a little bit different.
Yes, indeed, we have a guest.
A new guest.
Hello. I was so tempted during that intro. My name is Daniel, by the way. Hi. I was so tempted during that intro to be like, with Matthew and Connor, and then I was gonna come in and be like, and me. Yeah. Hello. I am Daniel, otherwise known as DanDotChan on the internet. Hi.
Hello.
Welcome.
How's it going today?
Pretty good. I am rested. I am ready.
He's rested and ready. I had a quick 10-minute power nap today, so I'm pretty ready.
I'm just ready. I didn't nap at all, but I'm ready.
Matt he just lives off no sleep.
Exactly. Daniel knows that from our college days.
Oh yes.
Sleep is for the weak.
Absolutely. Yeah. Didn't mean to nap for over an hour and a half, but it's fine.
Your body needed it.
Yeah, obviously.
Needed it.
But anyways, Dan, welcome aboard to the Nerdy Misfits podcast.
Thank you for having me.
We got a fun-filled episode here, full of you. But before we start asking some of the questions and everything like that, the first big question is, who's Dan?
Who is me? Yeah.
Who's Dan? What kind of nerdems and stuff are you into?
That's the plot of every movie.
Who is he?
Well, I will say, and this will make more sense to the listeners soon. It's gonna be very odd for me to shift into a guest sort of position, because normally I'm so used to hosting things. So for me, this is a bit of an alien experience.
You're on the other side now.
Yeah, you guys brought me to some unmarked location in the middle of nowhere, some random field.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah. I don't know how you guys edited out the wind.
It's crazy.
Matt,
Yeah.
he's a genius.
What can I say? 3 years of college really pays off.
You gotta put it towards something.
Exactly.
Oh God, I love it because I took sound when we were in college together.
You took sound. I took all the
was sound
paperwork
guy.
side, and now
Yeah.
here we are.
Yep. Oh, how the turntables. So yeah, I am. My name's Daniel. I don't know if we drop our full names here.
I mean, it's totally up to you.
Yeah, it's up to you.
We're not going to make you
yeah.
do anything you don't want to.
Fair enough. I'm Daniel Madalena. Like I said before, otherwise known as DanDotChan on the internet. Currently recovering from a cold, so forgive me, everyone. I beg of you.
It's not COVID.
Yes, no, I can confirm it is not COVID.
Good.
We're good.
Should have led with that.
Yeah. I'm a streamer / content creator. I don't really know what else I'd call myself. So that seems pretty aptly put. Yeah, I'm basically just a giant child. I never grew out of my Pokemon phase, and actually,
You're in the right place.
Yeah. Welcome.
Perfect. I've always loved it. I kind of fell off of it for a little while, and then one day my buddy taught me something, so simple that I'm honestly almost embarrassed that I didn't know, and now I'm like, oh, competitive Pokemon, that's now suddenly interesting. And that was probably actually about a year ago today, roughly.
So, you got into competitive Pokemon?
A bit, yeah. I'm still definitely nowhere near,
All right, man. You kicked my butt that one time.
Hey, and I'll do it again.
No.
You
That's
best
a threat?
watch yourself. Yeah, it's a promise. No, at this point, I'm not a competitive Pokemon player. More so, just a competitive enthusiast, shall we say?
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah. So, and I stream it. I do battle nights where if people kick my ass, I have to open a card pack, and people always love that. So it's always fun. And yeah, that's kind of my main thing. I stream other games too, but most people know me for Pokemon.
What other games do you stream other than Pokemon?
So I'm actually right now kind of in the middle. You guys are getting the hot scoop.
Oh.
Yeah, this is hot off the presses. I am kind of shifting away from doing a weekly Monster Hunter stream. But I used to do Monster Hunter Mondays. So I play that all the time as well. And No Man's Sky kind of fits my like space theme. So I would stream that all the time as well, or at least every so often. And just like community games aside from that, Fall Guys, Among Us,
Yep.
and stuff.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah.
So, how did you get into streaming? Was there like any particular content creator that kind of inspired you, or?
I mean, you guys want the short version, or? I mean, we live in.
We ain't going anywhere.
Exactly.
Fair enough. We live in a digital age, so that is kind of all of our upbringing can basically be traced to different online events, and mapped out across all the updates that YouTube's ever done, basically.
Yeah, for sure.
And for me, at least, that's certainly the case. Yeah, all right, we'll go back. I'll summarize the best I can.
A long, long time ago.
Yes. So long time ago. I'm in high school, and I start watching this chap, this gentleman known by many as Markiplier.
Okay.
And he was playing a computer game from Dust. I actually remember this quite well, which was a very just it was cool. It was a cool little Ubisoft project that never really went anywhere aside from that one installment. And he was celebrating his 2 million subscriber mark and talking a lot about how doing this had opened new doors to allow him to help a lot of people. And I kind of thought, what, that's really cool. I would love to do something like that. I would love to help other people and inspire others to do the same. So when I was 15, roughly, my friends and I started talking about the idea of doing a little show together. That never really happened, and thank God. It's funny because it was going to be kind of a similar idea to what you guys do here, but a little bit more along like video game news and stuff like that.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Fast forward, still in high school, I told my dad, at one point that that I actually did not want to go to college. I wanted to try to pursue this full time, and he laughed and said, "That's really something." Yeah, no. You're
That's
going to college.
cute, but no.
Yeah. And honestly, I'm glad he did, because it took me a year to get into the same program where I eventually met you, Matt. But I am glad I did, because again, the people I met have influenced me a lot, and I just grew. I changed,
Yep.
a lot. I can't even imagine what my life would be like if I actually tried to do that back then.
I can confirm that, because even especially now, since Dan has finished college, Connor, you don't know this, but first year of college, I would get phone calls at like 1 a.m. from Dan and being like, "Hey man, this stuff's due at 8 a.m. this morning. I have not touched this. What do I do?" And now since then, Dan being on his streaming and everything like that, he actually has a schedule and he actually stays to it and actually properly preps now. It's very impressive, actually. It's very impressive.
Impressing.
You don't know half of it.
Oh no.
I don't follow anything. Are you kidding me? you think I'm capable of change?
It's all a lie.
It's all a facade. He makes you think that he has a schedule.
The effort is there.
Yes.
Whether or not I'm successful, well, I mean,
Different story.
Come check out my Discord and ask any of my moderators. They'll tell you. Yeah. They love throwing me under the bus. It's awesome. Or under the ship, as we would say. But yeah, I guess long story short, Markiplier initially inspired me in high school. I struggled with trying to learn myself how to video edit.
Yep.
Put a couple of videos out that even now, given my lack of experience then, I look back and I go, you know what? For not knowing what I was really doing editing-wise, this is pretty cool. And I took a break for college, and one day, pretty much during COVID, I just kind of thought, you know what? Screw it. If I'm sitting around playing video games, like I might as well put it on the internet and see if I can make someone laugh.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, and yeah, we're actually literally last night on my stream we were talking about. So I guess this will date the episode. Whoops.
It's all right.
We were talking about trying to determine the proper anniversary for me as a streamer, because I could do December, roughly when I started last December, which would make it even sooner. But I also thought, well, a lot of people haven't joined me, or they didn't join me until January, February roughly, so maybe we'll do it then. But either way, yeah, I kind of it's kind of weird because I decided to do this on a whim. After having tried and failed a few times, and definitely getting way too into my own head about it, and putting too much pressure on myself for a stream that a few people watched. So, but now that I've let go of that, oddly enough, now I have a show where people watch me. So, there is a bit more pressure, but
it's interesting how that works out.
Yeah, definitely. I've risen to it, I think, fairly well. So, but I hope that answered your question. How did I get into it?
Yeah. Markiplier.
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
That's the root of it.
There we go. We got there.
We're gonna summarize that in one word.
There we go.
Yeah. Actually, like when I was in high school, this is I played a lot of Call of Duty back in high school, like tons of Call of Duty.
Hell yeah.
And I had like the OG like Hapage PBR or whatever it was, the capture card.
Okay, yeah.
And we this is when like FaZe Clan was like just starting, like not even 1 million subscribers. Like it was like Modern Warfare 2, like trickshotting was blowing up.
Oh, okay. Golden age.
Yeah, so that's like me and my friends like got together and made like a clan and like a YouTube channel for it and everything. And then they kind of fell off, and then I kind of kept going.
You made your millions, and then you
exactly
broke up the
made
band.
millions of millions. But that's like, so when I started kind of like getting more into the content creation was like from I watched a lot of like CNanners, like OG CNanners, and that was like before he made like, because Minecraft like blew up a lot of people, and obviously it's still blowing up a lot of people.
Yeah.
But like this is like beta Minecraft times. Like,
wow.
Yeah, it was long.
Oh, yeah. It's weird thinking back to
like dating
school.
Yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, I watched a lot of like Call of Duty content creators. So it was like CNanners, Tabe. This is like Machinima days when Machinima was at the top.
Machinima. Oh my god. And they used to do the Skyrim YouTube poops where they'd like remix the audio lines to make them say horrible things. Oh my god.
That's when I started getting into like
times.
content creation and stuff.
Yeah.
I made like a lot of different like COD videos.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And now I have no access to that original YouTube channel I made, so those cringy videos are just stuck up there. Have no access to it at all.
Oh no. They are archived there forever.
They're forever. The internet's forever.
Oh yeah. See, I made my one YouTube channel, and I never left it, and I will never do so for that exact reason.
Smart.
I need to be able to access this at all times in case it all goes to shit, and I need to get rid of all of it.
Thankfully, it doesn't have like my name really associated anywhere in it, so they'll never really know unless you know who I was.
Perfect.
Oh, have to do some YouTube digging tonight.
But yeah. So going into it, so you must love video games. So I thought we'd maybe start with what's the first console you got? What's some of the first games you really got into? Start that love.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. So, holy crap. I was introduced to video games in my youth.
When you were a young boy.
I was a young whippersnapper like you. Yeah, so I was introduced to video games at a very young age. Not as young as my cousin who introduced me to video games. He was 3 years old playing N64 or original Nintendo. I don't know. And
what an old guy.
Right. And he introduced me to Smash Brothers on N64.
Oh, what a great introduction game.
Oh yeah. It's funny because he used to kick our asses then. He'd put us on a team.
Now he
My
doesn't
brother
stand a
and I.
chance.
Oh yeah, my brother and I would try to take him down. No shot. Now, he's like, "Oh, this character sucks."
He's like, "Let's play with items on."
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Like I said before, oh how the turns table. But yeah, no. So he introduced me to Smash Brothers, Ocarina of Time, which still I think to this day has one of the best opening title like title screens
Title screens,
of,
yeah,
of
it's
all
fantastic.
time. That I think Xenoblade Chronicles for me is probably the only other title screen that like those two. I just put them on such a high pedestal. If you can't match those, get out of my face.
That's fair. Yeah, they're up there. That's who they're competing against for you.
Yeah, exactly. N64. Back when I was a kid, Shadow of the Colossus was because I was largely a PlayStation / Nintendo kid. So
Okay.
I kind of pivoted between the two things, and yeah, Shadow of the Colossus was probably my first like favorite game that was just entirely mine. Very very good time. Yeah.
Matthew?
I didn't really grow up playing video games too much, so I don't think my first console would probably be the GameCube. I think
It's a great
so. I was a
console.
little late to the whole Nintendo party, but I think the GameCube was the first one, and it was like 4 games we always played. It was Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2,
Yeah.
Need for Speed Underground,
Okay.
and then the other big one was Crash Nitro Karts.
Yeah.
Crash Nitro Karts, nice.
Yes. That's awesome.
I know they're 3 very random games. I guess a couple like technically racing games for the majority. But like those 3 games are definitely the ones that like come. And there's one other one. I think it was called Dead to Rights. I think that was more of an obscure game. I think that ended up going on PC later. But it was very much just like a first person shooter kind of thing.
Okay.
It was very like a detective story. It was a very small game, but very lame. What about you, Connor?
I am N64, so I have two brothers. So whenever we got consoles, like maybe like Christmas time or whatever, and it would always be like for the 3 of us. So played Ocarina of Time, Donkey Kong 64, Mario 64.
GoldenEye?
Surprisingly, no GoldenEye.
No
we didn't play
GoldenEye.
James Bond until the GameCube, where we had Nightfire, and I forgot what the other one was called, but we played. Played
none of the
the
other
Ever-
ones mattered. It was
Okay,
all
GoldenEye's
yeah.
coming back.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
played
exactly.
the ever-loving crap out of those James Bond games on the GameCube.
Hell yeah.
But we would we actually have so many N64 games that we never even like played. Like, you know when you're like a kid and you're like you don't know what you're doing in the game, so you're just like, this
Yep.
game sucks.
I
So then
don't
you're
want
just
to play
like,
with you anymore.
we had like this Power Rangers game, which I feel like the only reason we got it was because it had a black cartridge instead of the regular gray cartridge.
Hey, that stuff's like mint now.
And
So,
then we
hold
had
on.
Rayman, which was a green cartridge.
Yep.
That one was actually really good, the Rayman. I think it was Rayman 2. But
And as you said, Donkey Kong 64.
yellow.
Yep.
Yep. So we liked the color, you know.
If it had a weird cartridge, you had it.
But there was like a Rugrats game that we had that we never played. So some of them were
Very random.
Some of them are random, but
Yeah.
like we played a lot of Pokemon Stadium.
Yeah,
That's
nice.
a fun game.
That was a game we played. We always played like the mini games. Like we'd have friends come over and we'd just play all like the little mini games that they have.
Mhm.
Then GameCube was like Zelda 4 Swords, which was classic Nintendo doing like a very Nintendo thing where they're like, check out this game where you can play with your Game Boy Advance and Advance SP as your controller. And when you go into a cave, it goes into your handheld and you're like, what? That's
technology.
amazing. And
Wow.
you can play with 4 people. You're all linked together.
Yeah. That is so like I've always said Nintendo is like the one gaming company that just marches to the beat of its own drum.
They really do. Like, what do you mean you're doing online? Don't worry about that. We're gonna release a console with a tablet.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, that's what people wanted, right?
I mean,
I think it's just because like the Japanese gaming market is so similar, yet like I think they are similar. Yes, they want similar things, sure, but they culturally are just so different. Like,
Yeah.
living in Japan is so different than North America, and that
Than the West.
obviously.
And also the way that from my knowledge from Japan is like the way businesses work. It's like there's a lot of steps to climb before you get to making a change. So maybe the bottom's like, hey, let's add some online gaming in like our own servers, and then that has to work its way all the way up Nintendo. And it has to pass every single old guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like, no.
Yeah.
There's no
that
online.
makes sense. That definitely makes sense.
Right? Because obviously we grew up. We didn't have a PlayStation until the PlayStation 3. No Xbox.
Same.
No we were Nintendo kids. So we had the 64. We had the GameCube. We had Game Boys. So that DS, like we were that until the PlayStation 3. That was our first like outside of Nintendo.
That's great. That's pretty similar to me. Just tack on literally just the PlayStation 2, and then we upgraded it to a Slim, and that's it. Everything else was basically Nintendo for me too.
So you grow up as a Nintendo kid growing up. You're just used to playing with like, hey, come on over. Like I have extra controllers. Let's play like Melee. Let's play whatever, right? And then people are starting to play Call of Duty or things on PlayStation and Xbox with one another, and I'm just like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
I have to play NHL with you here on the GameCube.
Yeah.
Or on the Wii. Like even
You
the
have
Wii internet was like horrible. Like you wouldn't.
Yeah. You have a dedicated spot on my couch for when you come over. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we even got a like extra long cable.
Yeah.
Did you have the wireless and the GameCube controller?
No.
Nope.
That thing was a chunker.
I mean,
we never had it, but one of my friends did, and we were always just like, what do you mean no cable?
I feel privileged enough to have been a Nintendo and PlayStation kid.
Yeah.
But I wasn't ritzy enough to have that kind of, no.
The wireless controller. That's crazy.
It's too rich for my blood.
But yeah, so the internet age for online gaming didn't start till the PlayStation, because Nintendo. I mean, even nowadays, it's not like Nintendo is exactly great for it either.
Oh god, yeah.
It's just like, I remember I was super excited for the Switch original Mario Party when it was coming out, and I didn't want to spoil anything for myself, because obviously they're like all the trailers are gonna show different mini games, and then I pick it up, and then I learned that you can only play with it like classic Mario Party in person. And I was like,
oh god.
I was like, what are they doing?
What year is it? Yeah.
Like, come on, Nintendo. Like, this is easy. It's not even like a competitive game. Like, there's literally zero competitiveness to it.
Yeah, but I mean, Nintendo always goes back to the whole family kind of trope, I feel, in comparison to the other companies.
COVID almost forced Nintendo to realize that sometimes it's good to have the ability to play with people that aren't in your house.
Very true. That's actually a very good point. Yeah. Like I said, always just marching to the beat of their own drum.
The Nintendo way.
Yep.
So part of you're like, you never want it to change, but then, you say to yourself, like, change is good. I don't know. So in my friends, when we're in like just chatting, playing games in Discord, we play a lot of like League of Legends, but we'll just chat it up about whatever. Like, everyone has their own games that they like too, but we all like Pokemon. So whenever the Pokemon comes out, we'll get it. We're all playing it together in the Discord separately,
Nice.
but together. The Nintendo way.
Are you getting Scarlet or Violet?
I don't know, it might be one of the first games I'm not tempted to get on the first day.
Ooh,
I'm gonna be honest.
Interesting.
What are you getting, Dan?
Both.
Boy, I'm buying both.
I know you're gonna get both, but like,
So okay, given the
He's gonna play Scarlet, and Violet he's gonna do straight through Nuzlocke, first run through it.
heck yeah.
that is actually exactly what I'm doing. Did you just like peek into my brain before? Yeah.
That's just a great idea, right? For like, if you're buying both, you're just like, I'll play through the one normally.
But you said Scarlet normally.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you literally, yeah. to the game specifically, yes.
Dang.
Yeah. I announced that on a recent stream that I would be doing my first playthrough of Violet, which is effectively everyone's first playthrough of Violet, right?
Yep.
That'll be day one. Yeah, I'm doing that as a Nuzlocke. It's gonna be pain. But while I'm not streaming, I will be playing Scarlet. So the hardest part of the Nuzlocke, the first, I want to say like 5 to 10 hours of the Nuzlocke's always the hardest. That will be blind.
Yeah, which is scary.
God help me. I blind and
you're
not
gonna end in tears. There's gonna be a lot of crying.
Yeah.
You're gonna lose a lot of friends.
There's gonna be I'm gonna have
A lot of followers.
backup pants on standby. That's for sure.
All of his Pokemon are gonna die. He's gonna need a lot of rest in peace. He's gonna need a death counter.
If they hurt my boy Waxley, swear to God, I will.
First one gone.
Oh no, no, my boy, no.
That's my boy.
That's my boy.
No, my boy.
Father help.
Have you done Nuzlocke before? Connor and I were talking about Nuzlocke earlier today. So,
okay, so I'm trying to think. Have I done a full Nuzlocke? I've started Nuzlocke before. Sure.
Many people have started.
Everyone.
True,
Yeah.
true. But I have not quit Nuzlocks because I lost them. No. I actually that's what I initially started streaming back in last December now. My first earliest couple streams after coming back after like a year and a half, maybe 2 full years, I don't even know, was a Black and White 2 Nuzlocke.
Oh, dang.
Which someone joined my chat. I was, oh my god, wow, hi, so nice to meet you. And he was like, you're Nuzlocking like the hardest game in the series, right? And I was like, oh.
You're like, thank you. I now
Shit.
know.
Yeah. Oh, okay. This will be fine.
What a great viewer.
Yeah. Thank you.
Giving you the heads up.
He literally, yeah, he was like, hey man, like I just popped by to say like I just wanted to double check, make sure you knew you were doing the hardest game to Nuzlocke. I was like, thank you.
Maybe that should be the first game I try to Nuzlocke.
Do it. Just
a lot of people love Black and White too, though, for the generally for the story. Like
I've never played through it.
It's up there with like
Black and
Oris.
White is the only Pokemon game I've never played through.
Really.
Yeah, I don't know why, but
You were telling me about you have.
I have
the
Black
cartridge,
and then I
right?
have White too.
Yes.
Never played through them.
Man, honestly, emulate them. Don't touch those cartridges. They are worth gold.
I was actually looking at them the other day because my friend Mateo was asking about them, and I pulled them up, and I still had the EB Game sticker on them.
Oh,
Yeah.
And I was genuinely surprised how cheap I paid for them. Like it was a $24.99 sticker on it.
Yep.
so you just
I
bought
was
like a
like-
used copy of the
Yeah.
game and you just never played.
Just
through
never
it?
touched
Nah.
it.
I hate that. As someone who buys Pokemon cards now fairly regularly to open on stream, of course.
Oh yeah.
I would.
Gotta write it off.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Business expense. Yeah. As someone who historically has only ever grabbed. Oh my god. Sorry, I got the hiccups now. For someone
It's
who's
gonna be
only.
a fun edit.
Oh yeah. Seeing as I've only ever opened up, I think the most expensive card I've ever grabbed is $40. I hate you.
Your luck's not very good. Matt has opened up some pretty expensive.
I got some pretty expensive cards at home.
I should have brought my binder.
Please.
I'll battle you for them.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have, I'm actually really good at the Pokemon Trader card game.
oh crap! I've literally never. Even
It's-
as a kid,
It's
I
okay,
knew-
man. It's not good.
Yeah.
I have one
Can-
good deck. That's
Can
about it.
confirm. No, like even as a kid, I was never interested in playing the TCG.
No one ever.
Yeah, no one
was.
ever was because they just want to look at the cards.
Yeah, like I used to.
Same. We played Yu-Gi-Oh, but we never played Pokemon. But we own Pokemon
Bingo.
cards,
Yes, exactly.
which is hilarious because Yu-Gi-Oh is such a more complicated game.
Too
Really?
complicated.
See, I could never really figure out Pokemon, but now Yu-Gi-Oh is way more complicated. Back then, it was basically like,
Yeah, it was, I mean, back then it was like sacrificing infusion summons.
yeah, put your homie down, this magic card makes him stronger. All right,
Okay.
tuck that underneath
My
him.
guy's better than your guy.
Yeah.
Bada boom, bada bing.
Yeah.
Your life points hit 0.
Smack
Done
him.
deal.
Just give him the old
I've got
smack.
Exodia.
Exactly. You've activated my trap card.
But yeah, Pokemon was just like, I don't know. As a kid, you're just like, what do you mean it's not like the video
Yeah.
game?
I just like my Raichu card. I just want to look at my
My
Raichu.
Charizard.
Hmm.
I remember like we would also look at like the Master Ball. And we think it was like the coolest thing ever, like
Oh
the
my
Master Ball
God.
card. And
Yes.
as a
Back
kid,
when
you're
trainer
like, oh,
cards
this is
were
so
cool looking.
So sick.
Master Ball. And then you like
Yeah.
look at it now on the card, and you're like,
It's just the
It's kinda like,
it's
oh,
actually,
it's
it's actually
just-
funny because
just-
I
just
look at
basic
a
card.
Master Ball now in general, not even just like the TCG. I'm like, this ball looks like crap. I hate this.
This is the most powerful Pokeball in the game.
Why does it
Who
look-
designed this?
Why does it look like garbage? What is this? And then I look at, and people are like, "Well, you don't like the Master Ball?" I'm like, "Yeah, have you seen the Quick Ball? That thing's fire. Are you kidding me?"
I like the Timer Ball.
The Timer Ball's a
Ball's
good one.
nice.
Timer Ball's good. I'm one of those Pokemon players now. Like, if we're now catching up to like the modern day, I love getting the most like. This is my. I'll use Raichu again. I had a Raichu card, so yeah, growing up, Raichu over Pikachu any day. Lieutenant Surge knew what he was doing.
That's why he was a gym leader.
Yeah, you're damn right. You're damn right. Who are you, Ash Ketchup? Get out of here. Yeah, I loved Raichu, so I'll use Raichu, right? Like I'm the kind of kid now, I'm the kind of fully grown man actually.
That plays Pokemon.
Yes, yeah.
Like a normal person.
Proud 26-year-old male, full beard, who loves his Pokemans. I'm the kind of guy who would love nothing more than to take a trip through Leaf Green, like my official copy of Leaf Green, play through it, get a Raichu, get all the ribbons I can in that, catch it in a good Pokeball, like I don't know, Ultra Ball. Ultra Ball probably
Ultra Ball's
works.
clean.
Yeah, for Raichu that works. Like literally, like the color scheme of the ball has to be mint.
Gotta match my Raichu.
Kyogre in a Great Ball or nothing else.
That's fair.
Yeah, and then just like transfer it all the way up, get all the ribbons that I can along the way, and that way, when we finally get to like Gen 8 currently, I can look at that thing and go, that is the most. That is my Raichu. I always
What
name,
a prestigious boy.
right? Yes, yes. I always name my trainer just capital D Dan. Like that's it. So that way, no matter what game I'm playing, they're all just Dan's Pokemon.
Yeah, I get that. So do you actually? That brings up an interesting point. So, from your original games, do you have original Pokemon from when you played as a kid that you've brought up into current gen?
Yeah, I still have my
Same.
Blastoise.
Same.
Yeah.
I have a Groudon from the
Nice.
original Ruby.
Yeah.
And I know it's my Groudon from the original Ruby because this is similar to what you said. From a certain point, I just started to just call everything Connor, my trainer. But
Yeah.
in Ruby, it was Tom. And I have
Oh.
Tom's Groudon.
What a twist.
Have you stole Tom's
I
Groudon?
still Tom's Groudon.
That's messed up, dude.
So now I know that it's for sure my, I'm just like, okay, I know that that's from my Ruby because it's Tom's Groudon.
That's true.
That's the Groudon that got me through the Elite Four and beat Steven with struggle.
What? Oh my god. That sounds like a story. Holy crap.
That was my first, young Connor he got through with that Groudon.
Yes. Hell yeah. That's
So,
awesome.
I love looking back when I'm just like looking through some of like the older Pokemon. I'm just like, man, memories.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think because it's like pixels,
Hey, for
virtual
sure.
data, and
That's
you're
fine.
just zeros and ones, and you're like, but I love this thing.
Yeah. Well, it's so funny because we were joking about, me regretting coming on here, and you guys were like, all right, hard hitting, like
Political questions.
super political, controversial, let's go. And we made the joke, how do you feel about NFTs? Well, the other day I was thinking about it, and I was like, wait,
Oh no.
wait a minute. This Pokemon is exclusively mine. I am the only one with a Raichu, let's say, again, Raichu, right? That belongs to Dan, who has all these ribbons from this game.
Caught with this ball.
Right, caught with this ball. That's the big thing, too. I was like, oh my god, Pokemon are just NFTs.
The OG NFTs.
Oh, the OG NFTs. Before it was cool.
They're just not on the
Well,
blockchain.
before it was...
They're on the Nintendo chain.
Yeah, this is... this Raichu's on the blockchain. I'll know if you take a screenshot of it.
This fully reminds me though. I was on Facebook Marketplace the other day, and I found this guy who's just selling. Like, the Facebook Market ad is literally just him selling his shiny Pokemon.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah,
I've
like,
seen
that's a
that.
thing,
I
yeah.
just,
Yeah, I've seen
I've never seen this before, and I was like, is this-
$2
So
a pop.
basically, he's like a breeder, but he's probably cheated to get them. They're probably not legit.
That's the thing. Like they,
How do you
you,
prove
you
they're
can't
legit?
trust them.
yeah. Well, there are ways to prove it. And that's a big thing in the community that like Game Freak actually had to crack down on.
I remember that was a big thing. A lot of people got banned from Sword and Shield.
Yep. Yeah. Because in Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, and I am guilty of this, right?
Uh-oh.
It's incredibly easy to duplicate Pokemon. You could duplicate an entire box of 30 Pokemon and have, I don't know, rinse and repeat. You could have 30 shiny whatever.
Yeah, there's people that make like straight up
Yeah.
sell like full games with just shiny boxes,
Yeah.
right? So like,
Yeah,
if it's
exactly.
that easy to duplicate, then it's just
Yeah.
like, what's stopping you from doing that?
It's, yeah, if they're just genned in, as it's referred to, then they don't actually have really any value. That's why, again, why I look at that, that Raichu and I go, hell yeah, this thing's like not worth anything, but it is to me, and that means if I ever got rid of it, it would be for something good.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's very easy to do. It's actually funny because I did duplicate. I legitimately hunted a shiny Ponyta in Brilliant Diamond. Okay, I have a TikTok where I talk about this because I was pissed. I was so annoyed. I have a shiny Ponyta that I legitimately hunted. I was so excited. I got him. Yes, awesome. This is mine forever. I named it Azula.
Good name.
Hell yeah.
Matt hasn't seen Avatar.
Who?
We're
And-
talking about. I'm getting through it, kids. Okay.
Well, I'm just saying you wouldn't have gotten that reference, so
I know.
I'm just
I get
making.
it. Okay, I get it.
I will
He's
accept
disappointed.
that you're midway through Korra and nothing else.
Yeah, sure.
That you're working through Korra, but
Yeah.
original series, my god.
Totally not on the 3rd episode.
All right, I'm coming over. Let's do this.
It is a plan. We do have Matt. He has a goal to watch it
Yeah.
by the end of the year.
By the end of the year, it'll be.
Well, actually, we
done.
said on a podcast certain amount of weeks. which
No,
I think is-
no. By the certain amount of weeks, I'd be done book 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Fine.
yeah.
He's
done
covering
with
his tracks.
I am. I specifically made sure I said that.
October
On
1st.
this one, we're claiming that Matt will
Yeah.
be done by the end of the year.
Yes.
All right. Book 1, October 1st. I'm coming over to your house. I'm not gonna call you. I'm just gonna be like, hey, are you done? Good.
You done?
I'll be back in 2 weeks. You better be done book 2.
A lot of threatening going on in this episode.
Keeping you honest. Keeping you honest.
It's just embarrassing, Matt.
I know. I'm sorry.
Uh,
I know what my sins are. Okay.
yeah.
Dan doesn't even know what to think anymore. He's
Yeah.
like, "What do you mean you haven't seen Avatar?"
You haven't seen Avatar. It's ridiculous. But either way, yeah, I legitimately hunted this ponytail named Zula. I did, yes, duplicate it a couple times. I gave my brother one. And then Game Freak brought the hammer down on duplicates. So if that exists, I don't know how they really track it, but if that ID, if they figure out that it's a duplication somehow, you cannot export it to Pokemon Home, which will
Okay.
then send over to Shield. So I just have 6 shiny Ponyta.
They're just chilling.
Yeah, 6 shiny Swinub, which I named Mochi because it looks like a little mochi ball. I love it.
Nice.
Yeah,
I
so
like
cute.
it.
So cute.
What color is the shiny of that?
It's green.
Okay.
It looks like a little green mochi ball.
Okay.
Yeah, like the mocha. Like
Yeah.
Yeah. And all that. So I have those just in BDSP, and then Legends Arceus comes out. Okay, and
I know.
in the first 5 hours of this game, they basically just give you a shiny Ponyta.
Yep.
You know the shiny Gyarados,
Yep.
Lake of Rage, classic. Yeah. Shiny Ponyta is the next generation of the free shiny that Game Freak gives you, and I'm so pissed off that I spent 3 nights trying to get the radar to work so I could catch this thing legitimately. How dare they? I want a refund of my lifetime.
They know what people want.
They know. They watched me.
I remember my first shiny hunting in Sword and Shield, and I wasn't even done the Pokedex yet. I didn't get the shiny charm or anything. I wasn't done, and I was like, you know what? I'm bored. I don't really want to continue the story right now. I'm just gonna go shiny hunt and probably not find it. Okay. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go get my shiny Wooloo. That's what I want. Okay. And surprisingly enough, it was my 6th Wooloo, and I was very confused by it. I was like,
You're
this
just lucky.
this can't be right.
Extremely
Like,
lucky.
I don't have
Wow.
the shiny charm. Like this.
That's
The percentage of this is insanely low.
That is a 1 in 8,000. Now, yeah, okay, you encountered 6, but having only encountered 6, you can basically just call that a full odds.
That
shiny.
I was, yeah,
Yeah.
dude. And now he's level 98. He's got an Everstone on him, and he's
Yeah.
forever my.
Oh, he's
yeah. I
forever a Wooloo?
refuse to evolve the Wooloo.
No double, eh?
No. I'm very content with the reverse color. He's just like a black sheep with.
That's
You know,
cute.
it's
That's
cute.
I
You're
respect
like
it.
Small Ant with Whooper.
Exactly.
Yeah. There you go.
You have your Pokemon. That is your
Exactly.
Mon.
Yes.
You're like I'm a young sheepy boy.
Exactly.
small
And he's
ant,
cute.
small ant with Whooper, Mikey with cast form.
You know?
You know,
People, they like their Pokemon, man.
They do.
hell yeah.
Can't judge them.
Yeah.
You picked a pretty easy to love one. I think Whooper, for someone whenever I watch a Small Ant video and they talk about Whooper, I'm always just like, why Whooper?
He's getting the resurgence. He's
I
getting the
know.
new Paldean form. Let's get it.
Matt was very high questioning.
I
that.
was
and
very
then I
good
told
with
them
it.
there was a massive YouTuber who loves Whooper. Loves him.
Oh, okay. I know small ant, so I'm gonna have to look into that.
Are we gonna get an alternate form of Quagsire, or do you think he's just gonna get a new evolution?
That everybody's like, what are they gonna do? What? Everyone's confused why Whooper got a
I want
Original
Quagsire,
form?
but bigger.
yes,
Just like a chunkier
Quagsir.
Quagsire.
That's a good
Quagmam.
name. It's a very Pokemon name. Quagsir.
Quagsir, yes, Quagley.
You just have him standing in that
Quailglux.
same stupid position, but then have him holding one of those dome serving things.
Yes.
Yes, and a little
Bow tie.
Oh my
little
God.
napkin
Okay.
over his arm.
you know
Is it like a whipping towel?
you know the Pokemon Mimikyu,
Yep.
or Askew as well. You you can give this Pokemon disguise as an ability. Okay, and it's just you hit Quagsir, and the first time you hit him, all that happens is his little mustache falls off. And he's like, oh, no,
Not my mustache.
no.
My disguise.
My mustache.
I'll get you, Pikachu.
And then he gets an attack boost.
Yeah,
as
of
well.
course, yeah.
There we go.
His speed goes
You
up.
will regret knocking off that mustache. Oh God.
It's just like more. It's like more Pico. Like he takes the mustache off and he changes to like more of an angrier form.
Yes. Oh God. Quaggly.
So, do you think Nintendo will ever release a like massive online RPG version of Pokemon? Like, I'm talking like Grand Theft Auto level of like, you can just play through all the worlds, go around, start where you want to start, and work your way around. Hang out with Matt. Matt's a breeder. You come hang out with me, and I'm a gym leader, and you can customize.
Don't raise your eyes, bro.
And you make like
You heard him, I'm a breeder.
you make gym badges. No longer like you need these 8 badges to go, but you make gym badges something you can create, like your secret base.
Interesting.
You create your own crazy setup in your gym, and people can get unique badges. They can go collecting badges if they want.
True.
You can be a contest person if you want. You can be a breeder, and people can go right to you and try and get your Pokemon.
That would be cool, because theoretically you'd have to be the champion of that region before you like leave
To go
No.
on to another region, and then
Yeah,
you
and
get
then you can
Professor Oaked, and you send all your Pokemon to that region's professor, like Ash did.
What is
Yeah.
Pokemon
And maybe-
Journeys, the anime? It's
See,
literally
I-
the plot of it.
I haven't thought it completely through because obviously there's a lot of power level in terms
Sure.
of like your level.
Yeah.
So like, but it would be cool the idea of like you beat you're the champion. You give your Pokemon like in storage, and you don't get access to them until you beat the next champion. But you bring one with you, and maybe like they level it back down or something,
Well, you would have a full
or like
team.
prestige it.
Yeah. Oh my God. It evolves back into Squirtle. I'm like, all right, well, sweet.
Starting over.
Starting over. He's got a little star by his name now.
But I would love to play a Pokemon game where like Sword and Shield, it felt a little bit better where you like with your friends. But I would just want to be able to play a game where you can just straight up hang out with your friends the entire time playing the Pokemon game.
That will largely be Scarlet and Violet. Like the online component to it is essentially like you and your friends will drop into the actual overworld map and just go nuts. You know?
Which sounds better. Maybe I will get it.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
You'll have to get
it's gonna be
Violet though, because I got Scarlet. So you'll have to
there
get
I'll have
Violet.
to get whatever I'll get whatever I want.
Yeah, you just hit me.
Whatever
up
ugly motorcycle Pokemon I want, I get.
Hey, he's doing his best. All right,
Okay,
he's
trying.
on 4 legs, and he's still keeping up with the other one. Okay, that's
Whatever,
impressive.
whichever one I want, I get.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it's shaping up to be like they're starting to like push for more modernized mechanics, which is good to see. Always good to see that. But it's actually interesting you bring that up because I hadn't talked about it on stream, but last night I was doing a shiny hunt of a Reshiram, Gen 5 legendary, and in Gen 8 the easiest way to shiny hunt anything is to do the Dynamax Adventures, which is the end game. So we all partner up. That's largely what I like to do on stream, right? And
Well, people can join you, right?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
it's like a good way to interact with everyone, and it's chill. You can also still interact with chat.
exactly, it's battles which are fun to watch, but it's also not. I mean, it's because it's Pokemon battles. It's not like it's so complicated. That's part of why I'm kind of slowly moving away from Monster Hunter a little bit.
Monster Hunter, you're too
It's-
hardcore focused on the
Right,
gameplay.
exactly. I have to watch for all the monsters' little ticks and suggestions, and because I need to make sure I know he's about to smack the crap out of me.
Yeah, important.
Yeah. Because otherwise I fail the quest and everyone thinks I'm a chump.
Can't have that.
Yeah, no.
Chat
No
will
way.
turn on you fast, man.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Chat giveth, chat taketh.
Yeah.
I've been there. I've seen it, man. I've seen it.
Oh yeah, I've been there too, man. Believe me, they've taketh for far less. But no, yeah, and yeah, so it's chill, right? Like so long as I'm not like boosting the opponent Pokemon, I'm fine, basically,
for
right?
sure.
So I can chat with them. And last night, so I have talked about the idea of an MMO Pokemon game with my good friend Walter. And ironically enough, I started talking about it last night on stream, and he shows up in chat uninvited, like not uninvited, obviously, but
Uninvited. Wasn't even
Un-
invited. He just showed up in chat.
unprompted, shall we say. He just showed up and was like, "Yo, what's good?" And I was like, "Hey, oh my god, we were just talking about you." And
Beetlejuice.
and we talked about how an MMO would be incredible if because they could do so much with it. They could have
They've created such a complex world with multiple roles. That's the thing
Yeah.
that me and my friends always talk about. You're not forced on like if they did release one theoretically, you're
Mhm.
not forced to be. I'm gonna just do the gyms
yeah,
and be
exactly.
a generic trainer.
I mean, they could implement even just basic Pokemon Snap mechanics.
Yeah,
you could be a
for sure.
Pokemon photographer. That'd be awesome, right?
The problem is
um,
no Nintendo technology is strong enough for that.
No.
Like in terms of
No.
hardware, you would. That is like a PC game.
Now releasing on Steam.
It's a PC. It's a PC game that
Yeah,
we're talking.
yeah,
about. In terms
definitely.
of like demand, like the demand it would have,
Yeah.
and you would want Nintendo to actually learn how to properly do online.
true. Yeah. Yeah. Let's get a different server in there. But
It's
yeah.
just the idea of it is just
yeah, and like all the gimmicks too, right? You have to go to Kalos to go get a Mega Stone. You
Yeah.
have to go to Galar if you want a Dynamax at all, because
yeah, you have to go to the certain regions and even to
Canonically.
get those Pokemon if you want the
True,
region specific Pokemon.
of course, yeah. Like only and like canonically, Dynamax only exists in Galar, so yeah, of course you have to go there if you want a Dynamax at all.
Exactly.
That's why Mega Evolution.
And you could also go to whatever region's your favorite.
True.
Stay there. There's
Yeah.
nothing saying.
I like Z moves.
I'm a big Z move guy myself.
I like Z moves a lot. They were pretty fun.
I won't get into that because I've
Mega Evolutions are the best.
No, Mega Evolutions are far the best. I was
They're the most broken, but
they're the
best.
most. That's the thing. If Mega Evolutions,
Competitively, they're bad.
Yeah,
they're
the-
bad for the game. But in terms of like just, I'm
All-
enjoying the game.
Yep.
And Mega Evolutions are
oh,
the best.
it's
They actually made, for the most part, made them look good.
yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Whereas like Dynamax and Gigantamax, I'm just like,
I actually will say I like Gigantamax Blastoise more than I like Mega Blastoise, which is odd.
it's odd.
Feels
But
weird to say, but
it would have been cool. I just don't need my Pokemon to be like however many stories. Like,
yeah.
why
yeah.
does that matter?
Some of them were cool looking though. I do.
But,
Yeah.
but they're 3 stories tall.
Um,
So why can't they just be cool looking in the regular size and say
True.
with like a Mega
Go big or go
Stone?
home.
I think personally, all the gimmicks moving forward should have a 3-move to 4-move limit, like how Dynamax only lasts 3 turns.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
'Cause-
that they should have just done that to Mega Evolution. Just nerf
Yeah.
Mega Evolution.
If-
Had it be like this lasts this long,
Mhm.
and then Pokemon is back to normal.
If Mega Evolutions are essentially just the Pokemon going like, all right, I got to give it everything I got right now. Great, cool. 4 turns, you're done. You will revert back and probably get taken out immediately. That would be fine. But unfortunately, yeah, Megas are very broken. I have talked at length about this.
But they look awesome. They do.
They look so cool.
They're the
Yes.
best. They look so good. So good.
Oh yeah.
Well, some of them are.
Yeah.
Most
Some
of
of
them.
them are. You're
Like,
kind of you question it a little
yeah,
bit.
it-
You're
yeah.
like,
There's-
really? That's the design you wanted to take that already cool looking Pokemon?
Yeah. I mean,
But
it,
for
it-
the most part, they did a good job.
for the most part, even though there may be the odd stinker, I still look at Mega Ampharos and I go, you know what? I forgive everything. It's fine. They gave
That's-
him amazing Fabio hair. It's awesome.
Mega Lucario, I love too.
That's very true. Yeah, yeah. He's making big waves in the anime right now too. Actually.
Yep. I saw.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Like he's already a fan favorite, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How long ago did that Lucario movie come out? Matt, you watch all those.
That was movie number 8 or 9, I believe.
And we're on movie what?
23, 24, I
Jeez.
think.
It was my
Oh
goal.
no!
It was my goal as a kid to collect all of the movies on DVD.
I
Has
can't
it all
confirm I
changed?
have all of them on DVD.
Then they released Blu-ray, and you're like, crap.
Yeah. Now they're
Do I
all
still
like,
get them on DVD?
or do I get the actual games because they're almost the same price now? Actually, at the time, I think they probably were close.
Oh my god. Games are expensive.
Yeah, well now obviously the games are way more expensive. But yeah, no, the whole idea of an MMO for Pokemon is I hope it's something that people continue to just talk about and keep
Keep hinting and wanting.
keep putting it in Game Freak's ear that like, hey, this would be a really cool idea. You guys should at least give it some thought. But I'll be perfectly fine with more Mega Man inspired Pokemon like we're getting in Scarlet Violet. I'm fine with that.
I do think I liked Arceus. I never played through the Arceus, but I like the idea that they're starting to try different stuff other than
Yeah.
the typical style of the normal. Because I mean, they've been releasing the same game forever.
It's true.
It's true.
It's very true. Very
So
true.
I do like the idea that they have started. At least it shows that they're thinking of stepping out of the box and be like, hey, okay, we trying new mechanics to the
Yeah.
games, and
Yeah, they brought Pokemon Snap back.
That's true.
that's true.
Nobody bought it, but yeah, I did.
Matt did.
Hell yeah.
I enjoyed the game. I don't know. They came out with a free DLC actually for it.
Hell yeah.
And it
Free
was-
DLC.
Yeah, that's
Insane.
that's rare for Nintendo though.
That's
Now
free
feature-
for that's crazy for anyone.
That's true.
Now
Why would you
featuring
ever
Dante from
release
Devil May
DLC
Cry.
for- What is this? Genshin Impact?
Oh no.
It's
Oh.
getting an anime.
Oh, is it actually?
Yeah.
I saw. Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's confirmed, but it was like them and Ufotable are working on something.
Oh god. Oh yeah.
So whether
that's
it's just
probably an anime.
whether it's just like a mini, like little mini one episode thing,
Who knows?
I'm still down. The aesthetic of the game is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That's true. The Breath of the Wild ripoff.
Hey, they did a good job of this.
I saw in the comment section for the new Zelda game. It's actually funny because now things have flipped yet again. Oh how the turntables. Sorry, that's an Office reference. I want to make sure that's clear so I don't sound stupid.
Yeah.
In the comment section for Breath of the Wild 2, well now we actually have a name for it, but someone was like, "Man, Nintendo really be out here ripping off Genshin Impact like that? How dare they?"
Did someone say that?
Yeah.
But they're obviously
They're-
trolling.
yeah, I certainly hope
Yeah, it's
so.
what, Tears of the Kingdom, right?
Yes, that is a game that I'm probably
Pumped
going. Yo, oh yeah, that's gonna be cool. That's gonna be really exciting.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild was fantastic game.
Mhm.
Fantastic game. You have anything else to ask, Matthew?
No, I think we can perfect transition to the fan questions.
Well, I think we'll do one fan question since I think that we'll go around the table and it's technically two questions, realistically.
Okay.
So this one's from Eddie
Yes, our good
from
friend
Ontario,
Eddie. Thanks for listening, Eddie.
and he says, for Pokemon, which Pokemon would suck IRL, and which would be good? You're not allowed to say Vaporeon.
Of course not. God, I would hope not. That is a good question. Okay. Which one? I'm sorry. So, which one would be terrible to have in real life, and which one would be great?
Yeah.
Okay.
So obviously Raichu's would be great to have in real life because he's your favorite mon.
I mean, true. As far as
And the
companionship goes,
generator,
that would be cool. That's cool too. You could charge my phone. Handy.
You have to figure out a way to make that work, but
Yeah.
free electricity.
That.
But then you'd have to technically would not be because you'd have to feed them. So I mean,
That's true. Not free.
not free, but probably cheaper than electricity.
Yeah. Well.
How much does Raichu eat? Quickly look that up.
Actually,
You
that
go
is
to
a
the fact check.
that is a good point because it's a lot smaller, so it probably doesn't eat as much. I mean, nobody's out here about who's what.
In terms of
this-
Pokemon sucking, I want to take out some obvious because
You might want to rephrase
Wailord.
that, but go on. Yeah, Wailord.
like there's certain Pokemon that they would be bad to have in general. I mean, it'd be
Definitely.
cool in the ocean, I guess, but like in
Sure.
terms of like.
I'm a
I'm
marine
assuming-
biologist.
I'm
All
assuming
right, there you
Eddie's
go.
asking like in terms of like that you would bump into potentially like a regular,
Oh,
Oh, okay.
right? Like
I was taking in
or,
general,
like,
like overall.
maybe in with you or well, I mean,
Yeah.
there's obviously some
Well-
Earth level destroying Pokemon that exist. Maybe those would be bad.
See, I took it more just like generic of like the Pokemon I would not want to see in real life is like Hippowdon because hippos are terrifying to begin with.
that's true.
But this
That's
one's
a good
like
point.
even worse than a regular
Are we
hippo.
taking into consideration where you live though? Because if you take that we live up in the north, we would never see a hippo. So
That's
are we
true.
putting the hippo where hippos live? Because then we're fine.
That's
Okay,
true.
then does Beware count? Because we have like various bears across. Because I Bewares, I've seen parts of the
Yeah, no.
anime,
No.
and it's just no thank
No,
you.
Do not. I feel like one of the CEOs of Jurassic Park just yelling, "Shut it down!" No. Beware,
Let me just
please.
read the
Beware?
entry here for
Yes.
Beware. Once it accepts you as a friend, it tries to show its affection with a hug. Letting it do can be dangerous. It could easily shatter your bones.
Just talking about how
And
strong
it's
he is.
clingy. It's very clingy.
But any like when you look at like those because even Ursaring would be scary. I mean,
Yeah.
just imagine a brown bear that's just
No. Imagine a
It's
brown
faster
bear
and stronger and
now imagine something that can kick the brown bear's ass.
yeah, that is a scary thought. That's pink.
Yeah.
It's
Beware.
multicolored.
Yeah.
Beware this Pokemon.
Yes.
Or Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime, I
Oh,
feel
that
like
would
would
be
be very
scary.
unsettling.
See, everybody gives Mr. Mime a hard time, and especially my girlfriend Shaylee, and she hates Mr. Mime. She's like, "Oh my god, he's so unsettling." I'm like, "But he's just trying to be helpful. Like he is genuinely just he has a pleasant disposition.
Yeah, he's real close with Ash's mom too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he's just trying to be
He's
helpful.
Ash's dad, isn't he?
Yeah, I think that's the big
Well,
running theory.
Yeah.
That's why Ash is allowed to like take a lot of Pokemon damage and stuff because he's actually half Pokemon.
It's said that Mr. Mime will like
He's just using
replace.
barrier.
Yeah. It's said that Mr. Mime will like replace a missing father from a household essentially.
When you have to write that into the canon.
Yeah, I think that might actually be real canon. I don't know.
To be fair, I think most recently in the anime, Ash's dad has been like talked about a bit.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, it only took that many episodes.
That was in the most recent movie, The Secrets of the Jungle movie.
Yeah, it's
He talks
mentioned
about him.
briefly. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I was like, oh my god, wait, you're acknowledging your dad exists. That's kind of interesting. But yeah,
I think any fire Pokemon would be probably not the best. Any fire Pokemon that like has fire on them. So I'm thinking like
Yeah, like
Ponyta,
Ponyta,
Typhlosion,
Rapidash.
Ponyta. Because I'm just thinking like from a like if they're just out in the wild. What
Mhm.
happens if they're out in California where there's a drought and then causing more fires? And that's
if we
thinking
take
from a very realistic point.
if we take a fire Pokemon, we have to take a water Pokemon that could live nearby, so that they can put out the forest fires.
That's it. Blastoise is on every
Blast-
firefighter
yeah.
crew.
Blastoise, let's go, my boy.
I wouldn't mind a Growlithe though.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say
That's when a Kyogre would come in handy because or any water Pokemon that can use that can just call upon rain.
yeah, true. Ludicolo, let's go.
There you go.
Yeah, he's a fun guy. Yeah, actually, it's funny because as far as my favorites of probably all time, my canon team, if you will, we love to toss around the question. I did this last night. If you were dropped into, if you were properly isekai'd into the world of Pokemon,
Okay.
what who's your Pikachu, essentially? Glaceon. That's a cool pick.
He took no hesitation. He knew
Yeah.
where this question was going. He's like, no, I already know.
He's prepared.
It's Glaceon because cute. It's definitely like a Pikachu level. Like could chill on your shoulder.
True.
And I think Glaceon's dope looking. I love.
Hell yeah. I love that.
I think for me, it depends on the gen. Like, where am I getting dropped?
It's
'Cause
funny
if it's
because
like overall, then it becomes a lot harder for me.
I almost thought Dan was going the route where we talked about with Gray about we discussed potentially doing an episode where we talked about what your gym would be. Like you only get one type. So you have to
Interesting.
run a party of 6 of
Yep.
one type.
Okay.
And unfortunately for me, I love ice Pokemon. And
Yep.
ice is horrible.
Yeah, you're actually
Horrible. But I love like the look of so many ice Pokemon.
a crewmate of mine. My viewers and whatnot, they're referred to as my crewmates or my ship. He knows who he is when he listens to this. He'll know. He's an ice type fanatic, and
There's more than one of you,
I
Connor.
feel your
Yeah.
pain, brother.
yeah, and we were talking about what we want to see in Gen 9, and he's like, at least like 30 new ice types, please.
Oh, is that it? Just 30 new ice types.
Because there's so few.
Thankfully, like Steel's my second favorite, which is a lot
Oh yeah,
better.
there
But
you go.
So Sandslash is just your boy.
oh yeah, he's also
Alo-
sick.
Oh yeah,
That
Alolan
was such a
Sandslash.
good design.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love it.
Alolan Sandslash is actually probably one of my favorite ice types. But yeah, as far as like Mon to bring into the real world, okay, I want Arcanine because it could be man's best friend, and that thing knows extreme
okay.
speed, which means I don't need a car anymore.
Yeah, and big enough for you to ride.
And
obviously.
yeah, comfortably, might I add.
Yes.
And also being a fire type, I imagine it's pretty warm. So I'm gonna go camping in October.
Yeah.
you know,
So
and
you're,
I'll
so
be
you're thinking
fine.
practical,
Smart.
but also
Yeah.
could be
Oh, trust.
chill and.
I think about these things.
'cause,
Talonflame has Flame Body, which canonically actually does have a mechanic where it heats up the eggs and helps them hatch faster. So I was like, you know what? I have a shiny Talonflame. If Talon were my Pikachu, I could go on excursions
Yeah.
in the middle of nowhere, and if I get cold, all right, Talon,
good.
just give me a hug. You know?
Unfortunately,
We're
my
good to
Pokemon is opposite because I bring in Glaceon.
go. Yeah. We'll go to the desert. Yeah,
But I was thinking
guess,
more like, if it's a hot day, you don't need AC. Like,
yeah, just have
hang out-
Glaceon stand in
hang
the
out with
middle of the
Glaceon.
room and just kind of like shake a little bit.
exactly.
I'm just sitting here. I'm like, Esper would do for me.
Esper,
Esper, why not?
Oh, interesting.
It'd be great. I don't know. Like it's terrifying in a cute way, in my opinion. So I think it'd be a nice little cute cat. You know what I mean? But
It's
then
seen some shit.
it's psychic. But it's definitely it looks like it's seen.
I mean, I would also be okay with like Latias.
yeah.
yeah.
Similar reason to Arcanine, because it seems like Latios and Latias, those are both like Pokemon that like definitely have an understanding with humans, and you
True.
can chill, you can
Ash
hang out with
kissed
them,
one.
but then you can fly.
That's very true.
Ash
Very
did
true.
kiss one.
Yeah,
There's
and then
potential for
If
kisses.
you're the
Right.
only one with a Pokemon, if you're the only person with a Pokemon in the world, then you
Yeah,
can blend in.
That's true.
You can blend into
that's very
society.
true. That is very true.
And you can mega evolve it if
And
that
it's from
plays into
it's
the
from
rules.
Ruby and Sapphire. I mean,
Okay,
the
Ruby
best
and
Pokemon
Sapphire.
games
That's-
ever made.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
definitely
that's.
in the
I was
top
gonna
three.
say
Hot take.
any.
Well, I would say Oris. I like Oris, but
I'm actually playing through Oris for the first time right now,
fantastic
just in
games.
my spare time.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, anything like, I mean, obviously yes, my favorites, but more practically, I think for everyone else, if it existed in the wild, you could befriend it. Let's say,
And people weren't horrible because people are horrible.
true. Any comfortable to ride flying type would be like Corviknight is sturdy enough that horrible people can't hurt this thing if they wanted to.
Yeah.
It's part steel.
True.
It's not as disturbing looking as Skarmory.
That's true. It's an edgy boy, sure, but you know what? Hey, it's still practical. Yeah. So anything like flying too would be. So you said Latias, and I was gonna bring that up because that would be really cool.
Yeah.
You have your own private jet.
And
ready
it's a
to go.
dragon. Who doesn't love dragons?
It's true.
Yeah.
That's
That's
why
like
I
every-
Quaza.
Yeah.
That might be
Humble.
a little bit more
Humble. I love
problem.
it.
problem causing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think what would yours, Matt? Practical.
Practical?
More practical.
Is Esper not practical?
I think there are practical applications to having a psychic type for sure.
Just grab Alakazam and just teleport everywhere.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Okay. Real talk. I'm gonna make a TikTok about this, but I'm gonna drop the question here for you guys. Actually, this is what I warned you about. I'm taking over your show.
He's taking over.
That's what
Yeah.
you think.
Okay. Hear me out. Okay. Mewtwo, considered to be one of the most powerful Pokemon in the world,
Yep.
according to the lore of the Pokemon franchise itself. Okay. Can talk to humans. Can do a lot of crazy crap. But the one I want to focus on right now is it can talk to humans. And is probably more intelligent than most humans. Alakazam, also a psychic type.
Mhm.
Purely psychic type. There's no other influences typing wise, right? Has an IQ of 5,000 canonically. And I can't hear what he's thinking. That means he's my trainer, not the other way around. So what the hell is the deal there? Why can I not talk to Alakazam?
Too high. He's
Maybe-
higher
maybe
intelligence. He doesn't
Alakazam
care
just-
about humans.
Yeah, he just doesn't want to talk to you. I don't think it's a matter of...
It's actually the fact that you're just lame.
Alakazam has no interest in talking to you. It's like
puny Pokemon
it's like-
trainer.
you know when Sheldon Cooper is like trying to like people are like, "Oh, we should be friends," and he's like, "Excuse me?"
Yeah.
Like, no. That's what Alakazam's like. He's like, "You may have caught me in this device, but
Yeah.
I am not talking to you."
He's like
Here to hear, folks.
He's
like
just judging you silently as like, you know, you're in a Pokemon battle, and he's like, "That move isn't gonna work."
yeah. He's like
The game just stops. Alakazam just slowly turns his head towards you.
Yeah, he's like, why am I using Shockwave? What's wrong with
Throws spoons.
it?
Yeah.
I quit.
Mechanically, it would make more sense if Alakazam, even if you had 8 badges, just was like, he didn't want to listen to you.
Does his
Right?
IQ go up when he mega evolves? Because if that's the base IQ,
I would
What does
assume
Mega
not, 'cause I
Evolution
would
do to
assume Mega
Alakazam?
Evolution is more of like a
More
like,
spoons.
Yeah,
it
I would-
opens his
I would
third
assume
eye.
it's the same personality and intelligence as the
Yeah.
current one you
So-
have.
Just unlocks more power.
If it does unlock more power, does that mean his IQ goes up? Is the
That's
real
what I'm
question. Yeah,
saying.
you're right.
Maybe his
That's
potential
terrifying.
for knowledge. But like, if he's only Mega Evolved for how long? Like,
That's also true.
Well, that's yeah. You know what? We're good for just that brief fight.
it's
Because
fine
Alakazam's
if
very
he wants
frail.
to listen to you.
Yeah.
but he's not talking to you.
Do you, as a Pokemon trainer, have a high enough level to listen to Alakazam? It's not if he wants to listen to you.
How do you know that the commands you're giving Alakazam are the commands you've chosen to give an Alakazam?
Yeah.
Alakazam use
Oh my
Psychic, but
God.
Alakazam told you to tell him to use Psychic.
Yes. Oh my God.
We've
Okay.
just paradoxed Pokemon.
You
That's
guys-
it.
you
the
guys
newest
know-
Pokemon game after this gen is actually you're all Alakazams who have been controlling trainers this entire time.
Yes. That'll be the big reveal
It's an
in Gen 9.
Alakazam simulation.
Yep. You guys remember? Oh my God. What the hell's the game called?
Best game ever.
I love that game too.
Thank you. Not graphic novel, visual novel. Literature Club. It's a PC game where it like comes across as all this, like it's just like a cute like dating sim where you're
Oh.
talking to these little anime girls. It's something literature. Oh my God.
I know which game you're talking about because my
Yeah.
friend Nikita has told me to play this.
Yes. I don't know why I'm spacing on the name. Oh my God. It's part of the psychic influence. Well, there's I guess not to spoil anything. It is kind of in some ways, without spoiling too much, I guess, a bit of a thriller actually.
Mm.
And there's a moment where you're presented with a choice
Oh, no.
between which girl you would like to prepare for this festival with. And if you don't pick the one girl, your mouse will just move up to her until you click
Ooh.
on her. So you can move it and keep trying to click, but it will just keep. So that's
she is best girl. You have no choice.
just imagine your cursor in Pokemon trying to select like Shockwave or something, and
Alakazam's
Alakazam's
like,
like,
"No."
no, use Psychic, you fool. Oh my God.
Alakazam, what a creep.
Yep. So there you go. Why is it that I cannot talk to my Alakazam if
Because
has
he
a-
doesn't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
He
That's
doesn't
the
wanna
root
talk
of
to
the.
You don't have anything intelligent enough to say to Alakazam.
clearly?
Also, Eddie, I hope we answered your question. We kind of just went through a bunch.
Yeah.
But in conclusion, before we wrap up, Dan, where can the listeners find you?
In your dreams.
Only if Alakazam
Um,
allows.
They're having some good dreams.
Yeah, so you guys can find me on Twitch. I do have a Discord. If anyone would like to hang out. This kind of stuff is all I talk about on my Discord with my viewers. So yeah, if you'd like to join the crew of the Sky Piercer, which is the name of my fictional ship, you can catch me on Twitch. Just at DanDotChan. Just look for DanDotChan. I am on Twitter, and I have been making TikToks as of recently.
Nice.
So, yeah, those are the places.
Perfect. Sounds good. Well, then, thank you again for coming on the Nerdy Misfits podcast here. It's been fun.
Thank you.
has
This was
been
great.
And yeah, that'll wrap it up, guys. Once again, feel free to check us out on our social medias. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, please drop a review and a rating. It helps the podcast out a lot.
And last but not least, just a new thing, if we haven't talked about it before, all of our podcasts are also on YouTube as well. So make sure you give them a listen, give them a like, comment. If you have any questions or anything like that, make sure you leave that for us in the comments.
Hell yeah.
Until next week.
TNMP, the Nerdy Misfit Podcast. Don't forget to join the island by dropping a follow. Thank you, and see you next week.